Okay, let's talk about the last 3 steps of action: aiming, shot setup, and release. Aiming. With blank bailing, aiming's not the critical part. And again, when we aim, when we do 5 arrows, we want to aim at the same place. We want to see with everything else that we do that those 5 arrows hit as smallest group as possible. Okay? Consistent grouping. Okay? Because consistent action on the backside means consistent action at the target. So, aiming. Aiming is as simple as making sure that when you're looking at the string over the arrow and that they are in line. You will see a blurry string over your arrow shaft and your arrow tip. They should not be off to the side from each other. They should simply be that this line of the string goes down the line of the arrow shaft to the point. Aiming right now is about the same place over and over again. Because blank bailing, we're not concerned about where we are, we're just hitting the target. If you're practicing on the range, 10 meter, 15 meter, aim at the same place every single time. Work on everything else and get that group tight. If you're in practice, it doesn't matter what the score is. You don't need to be constantly trying to change where it hits. You need to be working on reducing that grouping. Aim at the same point every time. If everybody else is like, well, he's always shooting there, well, that's fine. You can always shoot at that one place. If your grouping gets smaller and it's in the same place on the target, you're doing better than anybody who's randomly making a bullseye. Do not chase the random bullseyes. Make that group smaller. Then you can adjust where you aim. As I've said before, your target, if you're high and to the left, then you can adjust your aim low and to the right. The equal opposite place of that target off center. When you start aiming at the center, you move the opposite side of the target from where it hit. And that will move your group. But only if your group is consistent. If you're shooting all over the target, you got to work on those different things before you worry about aiming. So aiming, other than aligning the string to the shot or to the arrow shaft, that's all you need to worry about right now. That's your consistency on the backside with aiming. Shot setup. So you have drawn and you are anchored. You're breathing. Let's have a slight demonstration. Right? You're breathing. You're nervous. You're moving. Last part of shot setup. You're in position, right? You've got your bow. Breathe out. You see me breathe out? My body relaxes. My shoulders settle in position. Generally, you have about 30 seconds. You can go without taking another breath. Shot setup. Relax. Let everything settle into position. Your arms have settled down. Your arms, you're now a little bit more stable because you're not breathing. Shot setup. You've already aimed. You've already got it at the target. Right there. That's your shot setup. Breathe out. Now you can move to your release. So, everything's ready. There. Gotta make sure I'm in the right distance from this target. Okay? So, shot setup. Your release. If you see there, when you release, again, your fingers that I've talked about before on your draw hand set, they're here, they're not wrapped around. If your fingers are wrapped around, you're tugging. Coaches, archers, if you see when someone shoots that their bow does this, there's two places that that's caused by. It's caused by them gripping. We've already talked about that. Because that gripping pulls it when you draw here, right? And you pull over here once you release, that arm pulling over, that causes this. The second part that causes that is a bad release. If your fingers wrap around. So if you shot set up nice and easy here, but then when you draw, you grip it over, there's your problem. If you need, lower the draw weight, strengthen your fingers, then go raise it back up, okay? The process of shooting every day will strengthen your fingers for doing this. Your fingers need to be right here. That way you can release and it slips off. If you release and it slips off, okay, so release, slips off, the string is moving this way, just straight forward. The arrow is going to move straight forward. So what you do is you let go by just simply easing that hand. Again, this muscle right here is pulling back, right? Continue to pull back. At the same time that you let these fingers relax, you pull that muscle down, pulling your arm back and down. And really it's backwards and it's down. It's not out to the side. It's not in here. It's not punk. When you see people go to this, that's like, I'm playing the guitar. I'm playing an instrument. Here, you can hear that. We don't want to do that. We're not going to pull it out. See that pull out right there? That pull off to the side? Right there. That's moving it. We want to release nice and gentle, soft, easy, slipping it. They're slipping off, and my arm's pulling back and out of the way. When I do that, this arm is staying, by pulling off and down, this arm is still pushing forward. If I go this way, then my arm here is going to go this way. My arm can go up and down. We don't want that. So we relax these fingers, we pull back, and this arm is already in position and it stays in position. By having that tension stay back here, you're going to have the tension stay up front. That's the release. That's the release motion. We just want to slip off the fingers and down. So I'll demonstrate that again. Okay. Tension on the back. Nice and relaxed. That's how we do the release. That will mean that you've got your energy going here, your energy going there, not this way. Consistency across the board. Practice that. Focus on that. And that's the next step, is reflect. You are thinking back about those 11 steps that you did. What did you do different? Did you hold it the wrong way? Where? Did you jerk the bow up, down, left, right?